All right. This is gonna be freaking fun, honestly. Hope I got this right. All right, my name is. Well, I'm not tell my name just yet. As you can tell by the title, this is Art is a Marathon. This is an I study drawing. This is my first time going live or doing something like this, so sorry for sounding low. People are in my house are asleep right now. I know at 8 o'clock these niggas go to bed early, but this is my first time doing this. I just want to show you guys a little bit of something that I learned or used from this YouTube channel called The Drawing Database from Northern Kentucky University. The professor is by who is it by actually? Let me look this up real quick. Who does this? It's a great channel. I used this channel before for drawing realistic eyes or trying to draw realistic eyes, because that is a goal of mine, is to draw better and to draw realistically. I don't know if y'all seen, if y'all checked out my channel on TikTok, obviously checked out my TikTok, my page, my post. You probably seen that I've kind of gotten good at drawing a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit, you know. And I want to continue doing that. So again, my name is I'm Just a Vibe. Please stick around, get your drawing pads out, because this is going to be a draw along study. This is a day one. This is going to be a marathon series as well. So this is a day one. We're going to study, learn how to draw the eye from simple fundamental structures, such as being a sphere, simple structures such as being like, you know, a sphere, circle, all that. We're going to learn it from this YouTube channel called I Am a Database. The Drawing Database, Northern Kentucky University. I actually do listen to this guy almost a lot of the times whenever I draw. So I really want to know how this is going to turn out. It's my first one, so I'm kind of nervous. I'm sorry if I'm still stuttering or stammering all over the place. It's my first time doing this, so I'm really freaking nervous. And for you guys, if this is your first time drawing or hearing my voice, then it's an honor and pleasure to meet y'all. I'm not gonna hold up too much of your time, so let's get into it. So I'm gonna turn this up so y'all can hear. Make sure y'all get y'all pencils, y'all pads, y'all erasers, a drink of water, because this is gonna be a while. Heads up, this is like a 6-hour video. I'm not gonna do it for 6 freaking hours though. I'm gonna try and break it up into days. So maybe we'll just do the first hour, learn how to do the structures, and then probably, you know, learn everything else along the way. This is seriously a 6-hour video. Like looking at it, you could tell it's a 6-hour video. From the start, from the beginning, hopefully the volume.
Once you stop at racetrack?
Okay, well, I guess answer my question. The volume.
Oh, yeah. I'm a single mom of a 4-year-old. I'm working a full-time job. Rasmussen made it.
Ignore my dog. She's just barking. Again, I do listen to this guy a lot of the times. I love this dude. He breaks it down kind of good, but at the same time, I'm not too good at, you know, understanding it as much. But I'll get to it. I'll keep growing as an artist. I want y'all to also learn too from this video. So I was gonna put the link in the description. I guess I can't, but here goes his art channel right here. Y'all can look him up on YouTube. He's a good person, man. I love him to death. I don't know the dude personally, but I do watch his videos, so y'all can go ahead and check him out. He has different videos, but today we're focusing on the Anatomy for Artists, eye anatomy. Gonna make this be a case study. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be fun. Hope y'all love it.
I know that. I don't want to get into.
Turn that down a little bit. Dang, that's a bit too loud. All right, so I can't really show you guys the whole entire video too much because I'm trying to show y'all how I draw. So, you know, it's my video. I gotta put the camera on me for a second. Gotta be selfish. But yeah, man. Everything else, let's just try and get into it.
Too deep about things that we can't draw. Because that cameras sit on top and side view, and they sit back pretty deeply into that box. So let's draw that.
Sorry, I'm trying to start the video from front. So this is the beginning of the video. Right now, he's basically just telling us how the eyes sit into the skull. As you see, he has a mock skull right now. He's trying to tell us how the eyes fit into the skull.
So the eye, and they're like boxes. So they are deep kind of set, and they sit very comfortably within that box. So we'll have a front view, then I'll give you a side view, and they sit back pretty deeply into that box. So let's draw that just for a moment, that concept of what an eyeball is and what it looks like. So really, and I'm using for these demos for this one, for the structure, just newsprint and a Sharpie works pretty well. The Sharpie's kind of drier, which works nice, so it doesn't smear around like charcoal for now. So we've got our eyeball, very symmetrical circle, right?
So basically right now we're just drawing a circle. This is going to be the eye socket for that skull we're talking about. We're not drawing the whole entire skull, just that eye, just that circle part. That's what we're drawing so far. So hopefully I'm gonna keep pausing and breaking and trying to explain it down as much. I probably shouldn't. I probably should just let y'all watch this video, but I gotta find some way how to, make it mine. But I'm gonna keep pausing and explaining. I'm not trying to do too much talking. I hate art videos to do a lot of talking. I know, I'm sorry, but I gotta do something like that. Make it, kind of, it's a case study. I gotta make y'all think a little bit, and me too. So first off, just draw your circle, get your little outline of it right, and I'll let them talk over eyes in the background. So I'll try and turn it up nice, loud enough for you guys to hear it nice and clearly. If not, then I'm sorry. I might just need to turn it up yourselves. And I hope y'all can see what I'm drawing too, because I don't want my desktop lamp to be too much of a glare on y'all. Also, man, how was y'all's day? Let's try to get a chat going in here. How was y'all's day? Tell me what y'all goals are for art. Tell me what you guys want to be as artists. Tell me some of your plans for the future. I'll get to mine's real quick. Mine's is to become a better artist, to draw realistically, to draw way better than what I previously posted. I want to create TV shows eventually. I've always been a sucker for TV shows since I was a kid, and I love TV shows still to this day. I love cartoons, anime, I love comics, I love it all. So I want to draw like a graphic novel one day. I thought of a concept already for one, but I'm just not too good at drawing to do it just yet. So my goal is to basically learn all I can from different people, and from you guys and from this guy as well. And hopefully one day I can, live that dream out. That's always been my biggest goal.
So we want to notice that here. So we have that form, very symmetrical. Of course, we get a pair of them. And you can think of them as latitude and longitude lines across them. I'll put them in a little shadow down here to put them down on the ground just to kind of show what we've got here. And you can think of it as a latitude and longitude line to get around those forms, right? Through here and through here. So latitude, longitude, and through here. So we're really moving across that surface as we think of the eye as an eyeball. What I see a lot of times students have done, and we want to stay away from, is what I call Egypt eyes. So I'll write this down, Egypt. Sorry, all you fellow Egyptians. Ancient Egypt eyes. So this kind of flat banana form with this. This works for cartooning. That can look really cool, but we want to stay away from that idea. We want to get into a rounded, kind.
So this is what he's basically saying. You don't want to draw an eye like this, the Egypt eye. You see it all the times in cartoons. Obviously, when they draw a basic looking eye like that, you kind of want to get the eye more structure. So I can't wait to see what he's going to talk about the rest of this video, but that's basically it so far. Oh, my camera's actually angle right. I'm using my phone, my computer, and a desktop phone holder, so I don't got a lot of tools. I'm making the best that I can with it. Again, it's also my first time doing a TikTok live stream before. I never done one of these before. So again, if I'm talking quiet, I'm obviously nervous. People in my house are sleeping. I also do hope we can get more people in this chat eventually. Again, we just started though, but I want y'all to come in, chill, vibe out. you know, and learn something. I know I'm not putting the camera to the computer too much. Y'all can watch the video. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for this. It's more like like a instead of a case study, it's more like just watch me draw and learn. But you know, if you get a sketch pad too, follow along with me, follow along with him, then it'll be more inclusive. It'll be more not inclusive, but it'll be more open. You'll like it more often. But anyways, let me get back to the video. I'm sorry for talking so much.
A form with our structure, so keep that in mind. So we have our eyeball here, and the pupil and the iris sit on top in kind of almost a front view here. They're very much circular. So we see that kind of an idea here as very much a kind of circular product. Now we're drawing the iris. The iris is the colored part of your eye. Mine are brown, others are green, hazel. Sometimes you get blue, right? As well, if you're lucky, I suppose. This is a really kind of turning in through here, turning around of the form, just putting some contour lines to show that around the form, pretty much the best perfect circle that you can make. And then we get into the pupil region. The pupil is the opening that is fluctuating between more closed and an open position, depending upon the amount of light or the less amount of light that you have. And you'll see that in variations. You'll see the pupil if there's low.
All right, so I just drew little contour lines. Again, whatever he does, I'm doing. Again, this is a study. This is like a group study, a case study, if you will. I'm basically trying to really get to understand how to draw better. Again, that's my goal. I want to draw better, get that graphic novel and art style that I want, and create my graphic novel and create TV shows. I don't know what you guys' goals are, but again, let's put that in the chat. Tell me what y'all goals are. Let's see if this video, this guy, or I got some other YouTubers I could recommend and show y'all too, to help improve that. You know, help get y'all to your goals, get y'all to your art goals. We're all artists in here. If you're not an artist, you just want to, you know, chill out and watch a live stream, then you're welcome too, as well. It's for everyone, man. It's not just for artists. It's for everyone. It's all we're all welcoming, man. I want y'all to be comfortable and chill, you know. So basically, I drew my circle first. That's the structure for my eyeball, and then I did my longitude and latitude lines. Longitude and latitude lines, which you could tell I did here, that little line straight down, line across, and then I did the circle. So I got a bigger circle for the actual eye itself, and then the iris in the middle right here, and these outside just contour lines to give it more definition and shape. But I'm hoping you guys are sticking along and trying to learn something. Again, if it's low, I'll turn it up. Just let me know. I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm sorry. I keep saying it, but this is my first time doing this. I'm having fun though. Hope you guys are too. So
low light, it could be very, very big and take up quite a bit of the iris. They pretty much tend to be very circular. And then when you get to less and less light, the aperture, think of it as an aperture in a camera, I suppose, they start to get smaller and smaller down to really lit room. So from low light or less light to a lot of light. So we're talking about light here with the people. So it's also there's
okay. So this is what he's talking about right here, right? He's saying how the iris can expand or shrink depending on the amount of light that it's in contact with or in contact in the room. So it can go from this big to this big to this size right here, and just smaller and smaller. The more light is in it, I'll put LT for light. The more light that is in, the smaller it gets. The less light, the bigger it gets. And you can kind of think about that when you go to the eye doctor. Like, you know, whenever they put those eye drops in your eye and your pupils dilate, and look how big and wide they get. It's something like that. So that's a nice trick. Now I know that if I draw a character and he's looking into the light or is in a really bright room, his pupils will shrink or dilate like that or expand. I don't know what you call it. I'm not an eye doctor. But anyways.
the wet look that goes on with the pupil and iris. You always want to kind of give it a little bit of a kind of a highlights. You'll get that quite a bit. When you see the eyeball, it's very glassy, glossy kind of look. That wet, gelatinous idea across the eyeball. Very important. So if you hear a little bit of violin music or cello music, there's a little quartet of middle schoolers outside, not too far off my office here at the university, and they're absolutely adorable, and they're practicing, so it's pretty cute. But if you hear a little music, that's what they're doing. So all our departments are housed within a major.
And if you hear a fan going on in the background, that's just my room. Okay, my room don't got no AC. Okay, it's hot. All right, I ain't gonna lie, it's hot in Florida. It's been hot all summer. I don't know how Arizona and Texas are doing, but over here in Florida, this Florida boy is cooking. So I got a nice little fan in my room from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? This was the glossy look he was talking about. Whenever you see someone anime art style or cartoon or comic book and they put this little glossy thing right here, that's just give it more of a wet look, more of a shine. So that's pretty much what he just did right now. As you can see, this again, I tell you guys, this guy is really freaking good at explaining and breaking things down. So hope y'all can see it. Again, I'm sorry, I can't really tell too much. Like I'm using my phone. I'm trying to read y'all and look at and make sure it's recording as well. So I'm sorry, but he explains a lot about the eye and how to draw the eye, and it's really freaking good. And that's why I love this man so much. And I do recommend that you guys, you know, check out his channel on YouTube, or even just tap into the live. First time going live, I think I need to do a round of applause. First time going live, never done this before, and I'm kind of nervous. So again, I'm sorry talking low or talking too much. I don't know how to work these things. I don't know how to do this.
School of Art building here, we had a music, theater, dance, and sometimes on the weekends they overlap a little bit. It's pretty cute, I have to admit. All right, so we have now, I think, a pretty relevant kind of eyeball. So let's talk about a little bit more that goes on than just that rounded point. The eye, I think of the eye in a couple of different ways, and anatomically as it moves. And well, actually, before I do that, I want to show you one more thing with the side of the eye, because there's one more little bit that we need to talk about with the eye, and that's going to make a difference, especially with lids later on. So we'll come over here, and
I started losing my hair because of dandruff, and tried to find a solution. Wasn't out there, and so I teamed up the top.
It's an ad. Again, I'm on YouTube. I'm sorry. It's an ad. The ad is happening. Sorry.
We'll get this ball here, eyeball going. Remember that pupil and iris sit on there as a very thin painted membrane. I mean, very thin. It doesn't really take up much mass at all, but it moves quite a bit. And we'll talk about that in a moment. There's one more thing we want to think about in our little cast shadow down in through here. Put some more shadow coming in through here, coming in down in through here. Is this idea of the corona. The corona is a transparent collagen-based material. It's more specific. It's more deeper than that, but that's how I've learned it. The corona. And so if we had the pupil and iris sitting all the way over, we're looking in this direction, right? Is that the pupil and iris, we'll say, will be normatively about right in through here. We don't see a whole lot at all. Be careful not to draw too much of it. So it's pretty much it.
All right, I know I'm going slow, and I know you guys are probably like saying, "Keon, what are you doing, man?" But I'm trying to draw and demonstrate as fast as I can. So basically, again, he's saying this is the collagen part. Collagen? No, not the collagen. What did he say? He said it was something that had to do with collagen. See, proves I don't listen either. Anyways, this part right here, I'll just back it up what he said. I'm sorry. What the frick was this part? I got to just write it down, man. Take notes.
Down it's over here. Is
The
this
Corona. That's what it is, Corona. I thought of it because I just thought of like the beer. So Corona. This part right here is the Corona. I don't care if it's spelled correct. I'm spelling it like the freaking beer company. That's the Corona. Basically made of collagen. So another thing I'll do is probably draw this, and then again, like I did up here, take notes, and then over here, take notes. So that's what I'm gonna start freaking doing as well. Is just starting to take more notes. And I think that's another tip and trick that can improve art. You know, whenever you're watching the video like this, whenever you're watching a video like this, you don't want to just draw what's happening on the screen or what the guy is doing. You also want to take notes like he's taking notes. So if he's writing down something important, you write down something important, and vice versa. Because, well, not vice versa. I don't know why I said vice versa. And so on and so forth. The reason why you want to do that is because if you forget something, you come back and look at your notes and remember, okay, this is how it's supposed to go. This is how it's supposed to be done. It also helps you remember the function and reasons of and the anatomy and structures of, just since we're doing the eye study right now, of the eye. So it's one of the main reasons as to why I like to take notes on the side and do stuff like this. Hope you guys can see it. I'm trying to widen this out a bit. Let's see how that looks. Okay, we're gonna try that. Again, just to let y'all know, this is gonna be an hour live, 2 hours or an hour live stream from TikTok. Please tap in. Please, you don't even have to like fucking even follow me. Just tap in and learn something. I'd rather you learn something and tap in and watch this than follow me, because it's for your benefit. If you want to be an artist or if you just want to chill and watch something for fun, you can do that. Dang, this is 6 hours and 17 minutes long. Jesus, I don't know how he does it. Obviously, he's a professor, right? Anyways, back to it. So this part is the Corona. Basically made more of collagen in the eye. And now we're getting onto the iris and the pupil right up here, which is why I drew this diagonal line, because we're going to draw the iris and pupil around this area. So I'm sorry for talking so much.
idea method? Pupil and iris sitting all the way over. We're looking in this direction, right? Is that the pupil and iris, we'll say, will be normatively about right in through here. We don't see a whole lot at all. Be careful not to draw too much of it. So it's pretty much a disc sitting on that surface. So we see it demonstrated here just about like that. Not a whole lot, but push it towards me just a little bit to show it. But really in profiles, even really bit thinner than that. You see that? It's pretty amazing. So we get the iris toned in, get that pupil here. Then sitting on the top of that, if you've ever had your cornea damaged, you know exactly what I'm talking about. My wife, Kendra, has had that happen, and she has to take special eye drops right before she goes to bed, otherwise she could get in trouble. Her cornea was scratched years ago, before we even met, before we were married, by her dog. She's a big dog lover, and they were playing, and the cornea got scratched, and it was damaged, and it regrows, and it grows damaged. And long story short, it was really difficult, and she's always had to fight that. So the idea of the cornea, I'm going to overextend it a little bit. It sits on top of your pupil and iris, kind of like this, okay, like so, and then comes down and attaches over. So that's probably a little bit higher or out further, but I want to make sure that that's clear. That's the corona sitting on top there. Now, the reason that's important,
look, Corona, not Corona. Yeah, look, and I spelled it just like the freaking beer. Man, spell it however you want to spell it, as long as you know what it is. But like he said, this right here is the Corona on the eye, how it sits on the, can y'all see it? Let me make sure y'all can see it. Okay. How it sits on the eye above the iris and the pupil. So it's this little part I'm gonna label my stuff over here as well. This is the iris. Jesus, how do I spell pupils right? However you spell pupils. Let me just Google this real quick. I'm sorry. Listen, this is why I'm an artist and not a freaking spelling bee, okay? I don't know how to write. I graduated high school a long time ago. Yeah. Pupils. I spelled it right. P-U-P-I-L-S. Yeah. Some of y'all didn't know how to spell that. Yeah. The hell's a pupil? Oh, I'm dumb. Oh, Jesus. I'm okay. Oh, God. All right. Y'all ignore that. All right. Look, again, this is why I'm an artist, not a scientist. All right. You know what I'm saying? So this is the iris. And this is the pupil. All right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look, we learned something other than just art. You know what I'm saying? We learned something other than just that. Y'all finna make fun of me for that junk. Damn it. Anyway. Y'all didn't know that either. I don't care. Y'all didn't know that for a freaking fact. So I don't care.
Later on is because the lower eyelid, the action of the lower eyelid will never generally come above. It will stop at that corona, that eyelid in here. And in the upper eyelid, which is a lot more active, quite a bit more active, can come over and sheath all the way to the ending part. This is the upper eyelid. In the ending part to the lower eyelid right in through here. So the upper eyelid is very much active, a lot more active than the lower eyelid. Keep that in mind as you're
Okay, so you know, let's draw that and write that down. I'm regretting writing all this junk in the way, but so this is my upper eyelid. And like he said, the upper eyelid is way more active than the lower eyelid. So we'll just, you know, write that down. So that's again, whenever you do a case study like this, obviously draw whatever the teacher or whoever you're using, whoever you're watching does. Draw, and then again write side notes. You know, like a lot of y'all, just like me when I first started out, still do to this dang day, is just skip to where they actually start drawing the freaking, I don't know, face, eyes, anything else that you're trying to learn how to draw. You just skip the video and go there. I'm trying to learn now that it's better than to just sit and wait and understand, so you can get a better final product or whatever you're trying to learn how to draw and grasp tips and tools. This is why I labeled the thing called art is a marathon, and this is why I made it a freaking, well, you know, a marathon or a series, because it's gonna take some time for me. I don't know about much of y'all. Y'all might be pro artists out there. Y'all could be the Pablo Picasso for all I know, or Leonardo da Vinci. But for me, I need to take my time, learn the fundamentals, learn the rules, so I can break them later. Because that's an actual real quote. When talking about art and junk like that, you learn the rules so you can break them later. So, and I've been breaking the rules without even knowing them. So I need to freaking, you know, learn my rules, man. It's important.
We're drawing in eyes and thinking about eyes, and notice that, you know, as you begin to work in your eyes and drawing eyes, is what that's going to be. It's going to be pretty important to know. So that's the corona, and the corona is important because it is a little. What the corona does, it directs light, refracts it into the eye itself, and then you have the lens sitting behind it. And then the rest of the eyeball is sort of kind of hollow until it hits back here, the image on the retina. So.
Hold on, Chief. I need you to go back. You said the corona did what?
Eye itself, and then you have the lens sitting behind it. And then the rest of the eyeball is sort of kind of hollow itself. What the corona does, it directs light, refracts it.
Okay, that's what it is. I'm spelling it just like the freaking beer. That's the easiest way I can spell it. I don't care, man. If that's how I gotta remember how the corona and junk, like the beer, I'll do it. So again, like you said, the corona directs light and refracts it. I don't care. I'm writing all this dang thing down. I want my art to be good. I don't know about y'all, but hope y'all got y'all pens, y'all pads, and some water. It's gonna be a long one.
Into the eye itself, and then you have the lens sitting behind it. And then the rest of the eyeball is sort of kind of hollow until it hits back here, the image on the retina. So, you know, I don't want to know too much about the eye. I know that I don't want to get into too deep about things that we can't draw, because I'm not a doctor, and nor would I profess to be. But things it might be common knowledge, but things we can know, I think, are pretty important. So the main thing right now is that eye. The eyeball is very round. It is clear around, and it can move around. So let's talk about now the movements of the eye and why that's important, and how that happens, and how I think one could think about eye movement and what's going on inside there. And then we'll think about a couple of ideas, and then we'll start talking about placement of the eye within the skull proper.
Okay, y'all just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I just gotta check something. Oh, shoot. Alright, there we go. Just wanted to check something real quick. I'm sorry. I also want to show y'all what he's using too. He's using the little, it's a styrofoam ball. I've seen one of these at the art store called Mitchell's or Mitchell's, wherever freaking to call it. I think it's Mitchell's. It's a styrofoam ball, and all he did was, I think, not plaster, but stick a little black dot on it. Or maybe they actually sell eyeballs like this at Michael's. I just know you can get like a little styrofoam ball and just like marker the pupil or the iris, whatever the frick damn thing's called, the iris onto it, and there goes your eye. You can use that as a figure or a diagram to help you draw your eyes better. I haven't done that just yet. I probably should do that, but I mean, if he's doing it already for free, why waste my money? You know what I'm saying? Also, I want to check something on here. Again, it's my first ever stream. I want to see something. Let's see. Not much going on, honestly. My fault, I'm sorry. Not much really going on. That's okay. First stream, I don't give a dang. It's the first stream. No sense in complaining. I just thought I saw 2 viewers in here for a second, then they left. Love y'all, regardless if y'all left. I understand. Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Art is boring, and I can be boring. I'm sorry. This is gonna be more educational than it is gonna be entertainment-wise. I promise you, one of these days, when I get not a better setup, but as I get comfortable with streaming, I'll do way more. Oh, not streaming, like, you know, doing lives on TikToks. I'll be way more entertaining. It's just right now, I'm very passionate in learning about how to draw. To me, art is amazing. I've been drawing, truth be told, I've been drawing since I was a kid. All right, I've been drawing since I was a kid because I was kind of bullied growing up. You know, obviously everyone can relate to that. Bullies are never good. But I was kind of bullied, a little bit picked on as a kid. And my cousin gave me art as a way to escape because he used to draw all the time too. Don't know if he still does. I haven't talked to him in a long while, but shout out my cousin Chris. He taught me how to draw. I used to copy everything he drew. If he drew a person from a photo, then I'll copy that drawing from that photo, and I'll learn how to draw. And it just stuck with me over and over throughout the years. Even in high school, I never really cared too much about the academic classes like math, history, science. Never gave a damn. It's probably where I'm at in life, where I'm now. But I always showed up to art class. Never skipped an art class. I love my art teacher. Shout out Ms. Rosengata. I love her to death. She taught me how to draw, a self-portrait, and it stuck to me till now. I had never let go of art. Art is something I want to do until I die. My goal is to draw really good, realistic, realism, cartoonish, anime style, whatever it is. I want to draw really good and make that TV show. So if y'all tune in right now to this first ever live stream of mine on TikTok, I appreciate y'all. If you haven't, it's fine. I love you regardless. I know I'm talking a lot, making this kind of boring. I'm just really freaking excited and also really freaking nervous, you know. It's already 8:53. Dang. I don't really want to skip nothing. I'm just gonna break it down into parts, and we're gonna have to keep going and going and trucking and trucking. I'm sorry, y'all, but I just gotta rant, because when it comes to stuff like this that you're passionate about, I feel like you should rant and talk about it. Not a lot of people like to talk about it, but I feel like you should. You have to do it. You have to talk about it. You gotta be passionate. Do not let people hold your passion back or hold you down, man. If you like drawing, if you like playing sports, if you like playing video games, you want to be a content creator, if you want to be a doctor, lawyer, business person, whatever it is, and you got a passion and dream for it, go for it, you know.
That happens, and how I think one can think about eye movement and what's going on inside there. And then we'll think about a couple of ideas, and then we'll start talking about placement of the eye within the skull proper. All right, so the eye, in terms of its movement, two things I think about. I think about pivots, okay, and I think about pulls or pulleys. I'll just start to call it pulleys. So pivots and pulleys. Let's talk about pivots first here, and then we'll talk about pulleys second in terms of eye movement. So a lot of times I've heard my professors when I was a student talk about this as pivots, but the more I studied, I liked the idea of pulleys. So I'm going to demonstrate both here. So
okay, I want to make sure y'all can see
3 or
it.
4 sets of eyes here. So one rounded form, right? Really simple structures. Always think about the latitude, longitudinal idea of the eye. I can't emphasize that enough, that the eye is not a flat structure, but is a very much a round, living idea for artists. There we go. So we have this rounded quality here. And I'll put some more out here. And hopefully this will make sense to you, I think, in just a little bit. Okay, so pivoting. So one way to think about eyes is to think of them as pivoting or having a little pulley in between. So if we did a little thing like this, where this is going to pivot, okay, up and down, we're going to put this little pulley here. This is where it comes in, kind of like a little stick. It was jammed in there, then comes out like so. So it attaches in there, it comes out, then it curls. Okay, so your fingers, if you will, could come over here to the side and attach to them a little bit here, like so. Little fingers, and they can turn it.
All right, he's talking way too fast and I can draw. Like, god damn. But this is what. Oh crap! Hold on. Damn. No, I'm sorry. I'm seeing all these dang things. This is basically what he's talking about. Screw it. This is what he's talking about. I'm sorry. This is what he's talking about. So this is basically, again, our eye structure. And he's talking about things about longitude and latitude. So again, he has his lines going across and down. This is what he means by pivots and then pulleys. So he says, imagine it as a stick, and your fingers right here are going to pull the stick down. I think that's something, I don't know how it's really going to play into it, but again, he's talking way faster than I can freaking draw. I mean, it is just video, but still, it's just a case study on eyes. So I feel like it's important for y'all to see. I'm going to just let him do it, and then I'll draw it myself.
A little pulley, so we'd come out the other side, maybe a little like that. Okay, so a little pulley system, and do like that. And we'll kind of have it on a normative view. So what I like to show you is with the pulley, this line that I pull on the back side of the pulley here tells me where the turn is. It's like a little slot where you can put like a flathead screwdriver in through there, but it tells me the direction of where I want the eye to go in this direction, right? Kind of coming out. and that's where we'll put the pupil and the iris. Now they start to get more elliptical as you get into perspective. So the pupil and the iris, here I've got the iris, right, in through here, a little cast shadow. And over in through here, a little form shadow down in through here, show that off. You know, very much rounded, so a globe-like structure, longitude, latitude coming across, and then they get more disc-oriented. So ellipses matter. So in the basic section, you'll understand we had the ellipse, and I'll put a little highlight on this, kind of this side to show that off, and maybe a glossy highlight even over here, kind of cartoon-esque, just to get the idea coming through. And then you get all kinds of variation in the color of the pupil and the iris, depending upon how photoreal you're drawing or how impressionistic you're drawing into or painting. Those can get quite a bit varied. So we've got now the eye pretty much straight set in, like so. So it's pivoting there, but what if we wanted to pivot it, in this case, up in this direction, right? And if
All right, hold on, Chief. All right, look. He's finished. Because I got to backtrack and write down some notes because he said something that caught my attention real quick. And y'all let me know if doing case studies like this is actually, yeah, because entertaining. Do y'all find it entertaining? Do you find it useful? Because I can see the need. Why would I want to watch another dude learn how to draw? Which I understand. I'm not gonna be mad at you. They already have YouTube channels like that, but I just feel like it'll be a cool little case study. Like, hey, I'm trying to learn how to get better and draw. Come and watch me learn, and you can also come and try and learn how to get better too, if you care about drawing. So, I feel like that'll be a good little case study, It's 9 o'clock, dang. Oh, that's the time fly. Alright, I'm trying to get done with eye movements. It's 9 o'clock and I am getting kind of tired. I got work in the morning. I know it's going to be 2 hours, but tomorrow's Friday, so I could definitely pull 2 hours through. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all context. I work in construction, and I dig trenches all freaking day. I just really got home, and I just wanted to bust out this live stream. You know what I'm saying? I just really... Even though I have no viewers in here right now, I had 2 earlier and they left. I appreciate those 2 who sticked around and stayed. I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all liked it. I hope y'all come back. And for people who might watch this later on, I hope you guys, follow, like, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to meet a future big time artist. So hopefully, stick around for that. But I am going to just finish up these eye movements right here and then write down these notes real quick. And I might call it. Sorry for cutting it short, but I'm getting kind of tired. I might not call it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I should call it because I'm getting tired, but at the same time, I want to learn and keep going. This is what I love about art, man. But pivots and pulleys. Let me see what he's talking about, because he said something. He said something really freaking interesting. Because, okay, I get the part with the fingers saying it can tell, it can, the pulley mechanism and stuff. But Jesus, I was trying to draw and keep up, and he just kept talking. The different sides between a pro and someone who's trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? This reminds me of actually being in college again. So
the turn is, it's like a little slot where you can put like a flathead screwdriver in through there, but it tells me the direction of where I want the eye to go.
Okay, so pivots and pulleys tell you the direction you want your eyes to go. Okay, all right, that's something. So yeah, I got my finished product right here so far. Also, I switched to holding my phone in my hand. I might just start doing that more often too. I feel like this gives it way more better for y'all to see. So as you can see, I didn't draw the fingers or enough space, but I have the stick basically going through the eye. I have my longitude and latitude lines. I have the pivot and pulley set up right now. I have the lines so I can tell where my eye is basically going to go. I just rewinded the videos, so I just rewinded it, but
in this direction, right?
Yeah.
Kind of coming out, and that's where we'll put the pupil and the iris. Now they start to get more elliptical as you get into perspective. So the pupil and the iris, here I've got the iris, right?
okay.
In through here, the little cast shadow.
I had to rewind to write that down. I was going to just let it play through again to see if there's any more notes that I can take before we move on to the next demonstration of the eye. I just want to know.
And over and through here, we'll form a shadow down in through here. Show that off. You know, very much rounded, so a globe-like structure, longitude, latitude coming across, and then they get more disc-oriented. So ellipses matter. So right on this kind of.
And speaking of ellipses, that was also in his basic drawing video playlist. I didn't watch that just yet. I just knew it because I saw it on his channel. I might do a case study on that too. If this one does good, I'll do a case study on the whole entire channel. Basically, just case study. When I say case study, I just mean like, hey, you guys want to learn how to draw this and draw that and get better. Let's get a pen, pad, sketchbooks, some snacks, some water, chill as we watch this guy teach us how to draw and apply it to our own art. You know, that's what I mean by case study. That's what it is.
I had to show that off, and maybe it coming through in the iris, depending upon how those can get quite a bit varied. So we've got now the eye pretty much straight set in, like so. So it's pivoting there, but what if we wanted to pivot it, in this case, up in this direction, right? And if we wanted to pivot the eyeball down in this direction, well, it moves. So we're pivoting now. We'll put along the same kind of central axis, you can think about it. It's less complex than that later on, but this is kind of the way we want to think about it. So we're having our axis here, but then this is going to pull down quite a bit. We're thinking about the surface really of a sphere. Okay, we have that. I'll put this down for a moment. And then we have our pulley coming out, just to show this illustration, to feel kind of what it's like, what's going on. So the pulley here and outwards, turning. So that pulley now is not straight, but it's turned downwards quite a bit. Well, this is supposed to be upwards. I'll make this one down. I messed that up, didn't I? Well, I'll tell you what, let's do this. We'll just do that. And we'll put another pulley in here, and we'll just be more consistent. We'll take that one out. How about that? Don't even have to erase it out. So the pulley is going to go up that way. So the little arrow on the side where we're turning it with our fingers to pivot that is going to be up here. That tells us then we want our eye, here's the other side of the pulley, like this. So coming out to point upwards. So now we've got our disc pulley of our eye this way. Okay? And our pupil here will highlight, will come through like so. Bingo. So we've got our eyeballs now moving in this direction. So we've got movement and they're pivoting. So I can turn that little screw on the side and pivot up or pivot downward. We'll do more just to give it a downward.
I wonder how long it took him to basically master this. Because I'm drawing it right now and I'm listening, but I'm having a bit trouble grasping it, you know? Just fully grasping it. I'm having a bit trouble with that. And that's what this is why I'm doing a case study. I did a case study. I do a case study like this is just so it feels more easier. It's like school almost again. Where again I take a professional or take a pro or professor or whatever the hell, a channel like that who knows how to draw, knows the rule of art, put it on here. We do our live stream, we get our pencils, pads, snacks, whatever. We get in here and we have a common goal as to get better at being artists and drawing, right? To get better at drawing. I believe in iron sharpens iron. I believe that the art community is supposed to be strong and not split up, divided, and shit like it is a little bit. I believe that. That's how I feel about it. Art brings people together. So I'm doing this because this is my first time doing a live stream. Not live stream. First time doing a TikTok live stream, and I just thought about it because I wanted to like create a space where artists or people who want to learn how to draw can actually get that opportunity to learn how to draw from, you know, who probably don't even have YouTube or access to YouTube, where they can just learn how to draw from like me doing this real quick, or even if we can get a good chat in here going, which we will one day, can just come out, vibe, chill, draw, learn from each other. As iron sharpens iron, artists can sharpen another artist. You know what I'm saying? I want to create like a safe space, honestly, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like I still don't understand how I did this, John. This is amazing. I feel like a lot of artists feel pressured to be perfect when they draw, even when it's supposed to be like a quick little study. I feel like they feel pressured, and I don't want to put that on no one. I want people to feel safe as they draw, because it's supposed to be a fun little pastime. Especially for me, I love drawing as a pastime. So I want to create that type of little space. Alright, hopefully I got caught up as I was yapping. I yap a lot. I'm a talker. I'm sorry that bores y'all. I really am.
And I'll get myself hopefully corrected here. Little cash out, let's just shove that through here. Now we're working downwards, so we have that feeling of latitude and longitude here, curving across, right? And through here, so now we want to come down in this direction. So if the pivot's through here.
Want to strengthen your math
It's another ad, I'm sorry, man. I'm on YouTube.
It's an effective and fun way to learn, built for the way your mind actually works. Every lesson is visual and interactive.
You gotta bear
so
with me, man.
Sense.
I'm sorry.
Touch it, move it, transform it.
One day we won't need to do case studies with YouTube. You know what I'm saying? One day we'll all be pro artists and we can just draw from memory or imagination. But until then, man, you just gotta YouTube it. You just gotta YouTube it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Alright.
Like so. Okay, and then we're able to turn it with our fingers. Now we're going to go down. So the movement of that slot has moved from straight, right? And now from an up position now to a very different down position. And we have the feeling there. It should feel the same as that arrow coming through. Okay. On a little cast shadow again, just to give it a little bit more form variation. And again, I'm just with the old Sharpie and some newsprint that could work out well for you too. All right, so now let's put the pupil and iris. So we're thinking about ellipses. Remember, we went from a true frontal eye, totally circular, right, for the pupil and iris. The iris first, the color part, and the pupil to more variation, right, in curvature. It's like basically like a contact lens. So we've got that, right? And then when we get way over, right here and over, we get way over, it gets really, really even more elliptical as well. Like so, curved along that. And then in total profile, you really get almost just kind of a darker line or so. You don't get a whole lot. The trick is, a lot of artists want to draw it like that. When you get profile, it makes the eyes look really kind of awkward and funny. So you have to be careful of that. So let's put this elliptical part of our eye. It can disappear a little bit down through here. There's the iris and the pupil there. like so, maybe a little highlights.
All right, again, I'm kind of slow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of stupid. But what's the point of the pulley stick then if you're just gonna draw the arrow up? Like if you look at the slot right here, this we're gonna call it the screwdriver slot, like he said, screwdriver slot. You already have the arrow going up in this direction already, and now you're just having a screwdriver confirming going up. What's the point of that? I mean, I get pivots and pulleys tell you the direction you want your eyes to go. I mean, yeah, I get that. I wrote that down for a freaking reason. But I mean, just why not just keep the arrow then? But see, that's another thing too about watching videos like this. You can either keep and doing what he says to do, which isn't bad, honestly. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It doesn't. I mean, if it ain't break, why fix it? But if it ain't broke, why fix it? But if I already have an arrow telling me where I'm going, actually no. Okay, never mind. I get it. I see it now. I see it. That's a lie. I don't see shit. I don't see a damn thing. Maybe the next live stream I'll find the answer for that and answer it myself and probably give y'all the answer as well. Maybe y'all picked up on it yourselves. Y'all smarter than me, because I don't get it fully. Like, I just don't fully get it. I don't firmly grasp it just yet, because I already have the arrow. Like, look, I already have the arrow pointing down, right? I already have the arrow pointing down. And I get it. You see what I mean? The screwdriver slot right here is also pointing down too. It's in the same direction as the arrow. Why even draw the pivot? Well, I guess that's, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying it's stupid. It's not stupid. I'm just saying, like, did I really need to draw the pivot and the pulley if I could just put an arrow down and, like, just go through that direction? Like, if I was going up, like how I do, like I did here, it would be easier. I already have my longitude, my latitude line. My longitude line is curving, like, you start from the bottom until it's curving up. And my longitude line down here, so I'm going down, it's kind of curving down. You can tell. And my latitude is just the same almost. Just shifting up, like it's curving up this way, kind of. And then this is curving down. So this is what I mean, like, my longitude line here curves down. Longitude line here I literally put here. That's crazy. Anyways, here it curves up. That's why we have this arrow right here and here. I mean, I guess I got it, but I'm too stupid to fully understand. Because I'm just saying, why even include this? My bad. Why even include this part right here? I mean, I get it. This is curving down. This is going down the arrow. And then such, I'll have my slot here for the screwdriver turning up. This is turning up, which then backtracks to the pivots and pulleys, tells the direction you want your eyes to go. Alright, well, I just answered my own damn question, didn't I? See, I told you I'm stupid, but that's the point of the case study, man. It's the point of the case study. I'm telling y'all, tap in. You learn something new every single day. Hopefully the 2 people who were in here saw who I'm watching, probably left, clicked on to go watch other videos. Man, I helped someone else learn how to draw. That's all I want to do in life, is actually help people who want to become artists fulfill their dreams, because I want to fulfill my dream. I guess that works. Give me 1 second. Let me finish this eye up real quick. I guess I answered my own question. I learned something new, you know. So I hope y'all did too, and keep going. There is a section in here. I'm not trying to spoil, but there's a section here in this video that I go back and watch. Yeah, it's at that first hour mark, and we're already at 9:18. I'm gonna call it soon. So I'm spoiling a little bit. So if y'all tune in, I don't know if y'all can see how well I can see from here. Let me just zoom in a little bit. But if y'all come back again, I'll be back again tomorrow. 1 hour and 30 minutes. He's gonna draw 3 different, like, oh shoot. He's gonna draw different types of eyeballs right here. Yeah, right here. And just kind of fast forward. This is what I kind of wanted to get to today, because this is where I actually this is where I actually studied when I was watching this video the first time. This is what I actually studied. Was this?
Set up
Oh my
ownership
God,
deliveries in the
another ad.
PetSmart app. And for instant gratification, we also have...
I don't know, kind of maybe in the...
Yeah, so this is what I actually studied when I first watched this video, was those different types of eyes. I did not study pivots, pulleys, and none of that. I skipped the whole entire video and went through here. I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like as an inspiring artist, an artist who wants to learn how to draw, we need to stop doing that. All right, I know it's a common trait and common habit most beginner artists do. They skip the video to go watch the most important part right here. I feel like we need to stop doing that. We're missing out on some really fundamental basics. And I get it, because he draws like phenomenally good eyes. Like, just look at these. This is gold. So I'm just fast forwarding a little bit to the video to show y'all what we're gonna do tomorrow, because I'm gonna get off soon. It was an honor and pleasure to host this live stream, and an honor and pleasure to keep y'all educated or entertained. But tomorrow I'll do way better. Again, I was nervous today. I was really freaking nervous. I've never done this before, but it was fun. It was fun, honestly. But I gotta go to work tomorrow, and I gotta go to bed and eat dinner, you know what I'm saying? But this is the eyes that he draws, and they're really freaking good, really freaking phenomenal. So I can't wait to do this again tomorrow with y'all. Hopefully we get more viewers in here. I think I only got 2. That's a record. First stream I got 2 viewers. You know they left. I don't care. That's first stream I got 2 viewers, and I'm honored and proud to do that. And I know I yapped a lot, so tomorrow I'll stop the yapping and get straight to it. But I just want y'all to see my thought process on why I'm doing something like this. It's because this whole entire way he draws is like my goal. Some of y'all are already on this level and just need like probably like 1 or 2 more months of practice or whatever the hell to get even further beyond this. Who knows? I'm not on this level, okay? I'm on this. I am on this. Clear night and day difference. I need to study like this to get like that. And one day I won't need to do a case study like this. I'll just do my own without looking at someone else's YouTube videos. But I still like doing something like that. I mess with this format. I know y'all probably don't, but I mess with this format. Because I want your insights, your own thoughts in the person and their style and their art style and their teaching and their ways. And if you don't know nothing, that's fine. I don't know shit either. But I just want to know what your thoughts are. So where were we at? And I talked way too much.
Okay, so here's the...
Way too much, and y'all are pissed off. I'm sorry.
profile view.
Let me see if I can finish up this movement.
Like so.
And then
And our iris on that eyeball structure. So that's the pivot idea. The pulley idea.
oh damn, this is
we've got more movement.
so all this was pivot. Holy shit. Okay, well, I'll write that down. All this. What's just pivots? I thought it was a mixture. Alright, well, pulleys. I'm sorry. I was trying to write this. Pulleys. Okay, so all this pertains to pivots. Eyes like this with the sockets and the and handles. All this pertains to pivots. Okay. Got that locked in memory. All this is pivots. This is pulleys. Pulleys is going to be something different. Let's see.
Than just up anatomy in a very simple way, and you don't have to remember names because I'm not going to, and I'm not going to have you do that. My students here at the university, but also you guys at YouTube land, if you're working with me in mentoring. So the idea now of pulleys. So let's take a look at the eye. So the eye, this ball again, here. Okay, we've got that. And on the eye itself, beyond the pivot idea, we have movement like this, we have movement like this. Think of it as a plus sign. There are muscles that attach up above here, kind of like fan muscles, up on the eyeball some, and they come out, okay, and then back to the eye, because we've got a ball in a box. I'll show you that in a moment. So we've got that, and they attach to the side here, like so, and out. They're kind of striated, like so. Coming through, these are kind of striated. Same thing on the bottom, so it's kind of a, what I call a plus sign, or like a Swiss flag, if you will, or the Red Cross, if you will, however you want to think of it, like that. So kind of a, just a plus sign of direction with those muscles here and here. So cross and over, and they come through here, over and down, like so.
Alright guys, next up is this 97
It's YouTube, bro. It's ads. It's ads, man. You're gonna see a lot of ads. Bear with me, man. Bear with me.
Striated. And then there's the last one here is over on this other side over here. They're fairly symmetrical. Right into there, they come out and they fan over a little bit, like so, which is pretty fascinating as well. Now, what we get then is a couple of things. We get, I'm going to draw the pupil in the iris lighter, is we get a centered eye pupil in iris here. But if we want eye movements laterally, let's say medially back to the nose, let's say this is the nose side over here, so that's medial side. You start to pull in this direction, right? Well, the pupil and iris can start to come over a little bit here, right? So they can do that, okay? But what about on the lateral side, over through here, back on the outside of the head? Well, the muscle can contract. You utilize that muscle, and it can go this way, okay? So it can pull a little bit this way. So we have the iris in the pupil moving this way. Now, we've already talked about the pivot system, right? That can go, that's directed by this muscle up here and down here. There's all kinds of little, I've looked at some medical things, videos in the past, in way doctors teach other doctors how to memorize it. It's really complex. And that's when I thought, that's more of the eye than I want to know for artists. So just know that there's a plus sign, and these muscles attach up here, and they move in different directions. So we've got up, right, pivot, down, and we've got pulley left, or laterally to the outside of the head. Actually, I'll put ear over here, so you get that. That's the lateral side. This is back to the nose, where the tear duct would be, kind of right in through here. Plica would be over here. So we get left and right, but there's a couple of more movements. The pupil can move in an X form, and you've got more movements. There's a little muscle that goes under here, which is pretty cool, and around, like so, which is pretty cool. It's all pretty cool, I think. And if you're studying anatomy, you want to think it's pretty cool too. Artistic anatomy, that is, not medical.
You hear that? If you're studying anatomy, you gotta think it's pretty cool. I think this is already pretty cool. I know I didn't study his videos for a long time. I was freaking impatient. I was just like a lot of y'all. I want to get to the nitty gritty and skip all the fluff. And trust me, I understand why you want to skip the fluff and the random talking and junk. It's boring as hell. Again, I tell you, art is one of those things where it's like, this is what I think, this is what I view as art, especially like for my channel, or like my growth I want. I know this is going to be boring as shit, and I'm trying to find ways to make it entertaining, and I'm failing at it right now, I'll be honest with you, because no one's in this damn chat. And I'm not mad at that. I'm really not. I understand why it's boring as shit. You want to watch everyone else, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. I'm not going to force no one in this motherfucker. But I do want to ask y'all, if y'all ever do watch this, what are some ways I can make this more entertaining? Probably, I know you're going to probably ask me to get rid of this format I'm doing, probably like watching videos and breaking it down and then pausing it, because you'd rather just watch the video itself. I'm not getting rid of that. I'm not. That's a staple. This is a case study. I'm doing this because it's supposed to not be a boring art class, but more like a group study, like a group of fellow artists want to know how to get better. Boom, tap into my live stream. But I think that's cool that there's a muscle that the pupils can move in the X factor, X type of way, and there's muscles on your eyes. I mean, we know there's muscles in their eyes, but I mean, that they can move like this. I think studying anatomy is actually pretty freaking cool. So I need to know this, man. I need to know this. I want y'all to know it too. So for y'all, so your art can be better. Whether you're doing anime, cartoon, realistic, semi-realism, whatever the hell it is, or hyper-realistic, I want y'all to learn this because it can and it will help you. You know?
For doctors, that would not be me. No. So this muscle's here. So we move in this direction, right? We can move through in this direction, so we create, see the X that's created? That's pretty fascinating. So meaning that the pupil and iris can come up in a little bit to the corner. Not too severely, but I'm just drawing these pupil and iris diagram structures as transparencies to say that can happen. Bottom down here to the lateral left side, pupil like an iris can move through here. And this works together with both eyes together here, and then another one right up here to pull this way. So we've got a lot of pulley systems going. Pretty fascinating. And you get the same thing down in through here as well, pulling down to the medial side, closer down below, bottom right. And I'm gonna make this pupil and iris in the middle just a little stronger. We could have made about eight eyeball drawings, but it's gonna you get the idea, I think. So you've got that idea of the muscle sitting on the eyeball. Right, there we are. Here, one here, one here, one here, and one here, and you've got some underneath, like so, and you get movement also in diagonal ways too as well. Pretty fascinating stuff. Now, if we look at that eyeball over here, let's talk about the ball in a box idea. So the eyeball sits on its own as a circular object, right? But what we have here with the skull is it's inside a box. Now this is not the proper size. We get the
I'm stopping at a bad point, but this is what I really want a lot of y'all tuning in right now. Please tune in. Please, subscribe or follow me on TikTok. Please, 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 please. But most importantly, please pay attention to this. This is really I believe this is going to be the most important part. I know I stopped the most important part. I'm sorry for that. This is going to be really fucking good. So learn and study. Learning how the eye sits in the orbital socket. Because remember, when you draw, especially for me, if you looked at my TikTok page and see my art, it's not the best. I'm not a good artist. That's what I'm telling you right now. I'm not a good artist. I don't view myself as a good artist. I've never really viewed myself as a great artist. Not just to try to sound to be humble. I literally dead ass do not like my art. That's why I'm studying this, so I can improve so I can eventually like my art. Like, just for example, let's take a break from the video. I'm gonna show y'all, if y'all, just for those who haven't seen it, what my art looks like, right? It's not the best, I'm telling y'all right now. You're gonna, I'm kind of embarrassed to even show my shit. Boom, right? This is what my art looks like so far. This ain't the latest piece I've drawn, but this is like, I think the third latest one I've drawn. A cowgirl in a hat, right? You feel me? It looks okay, but it ain't impressive, all right? It's a lot of flaws here. Too much going on, not enough, you know what I'm saying? It's ass, all right? Ignore that one, that's a scribble. This one ain't too bad either. It's not bad, but look at how the eyes look flat. They don't look like they sit deep in the eye orbital socket. They just look flat. And that's what I'm trying to study here with that skull, how to get my eyes to sit deep in that eye orbital socket, and then eventually watch other videos on how to properly shade and do the whole entire face, like the Loomis method and stuff like that when they're Sarah head. But it's just, these eyes right now just do not look good. I do not like them. This one's all right. This one's okay. The eyes, again, do not let they sit in that orbital socket. Just like I'm trying to learn right now with this skull in the freaking eye. But these eyes do not sit in the orbital socket. That's fine. I'll get them to that point one day. That's why I'm studying, because it looks good. This looks okay, but it's not the best. All right, it's not what I feel like my art should be at and could be at, and it's not my art's final destination. This took 3 days to freaking do. And this took 2 days to freaking do. And this is the best I can do in that amount of time for both drawings. I need to improve my art skills 100%. Sketch of the eye. What else? I know I draw a bunch. I know I'm talking a lot, but I want to show y'all what I mean, which is why I'm doing these case studies and stuff. Boom. This one right here. I drew this one as well. The eyes still look flat. They don't look like they sit deep in the orbital socket. There's a lot of things wrong with here. I just did a lot of stylization and shading kind of carried me, but also kind of didn't. It's not the best. All right, none of this, all in all to say, none of this is good. Boom, this sucker right here. Don't like him, hate him. Eyes don't sit deep in the orbital socket. I don't even know who the hell he is. But this one's okay. This one's all right. This one got style and swag. Sucker, I hate him. Look at those eyes, terrible. I can't draw eyes. This is why I'm starting with the eyes. This is why I'm starting the case study with the eyes, so I can get better at drawing eyes. Because again, eyes, I feel like eyes, like they say, are the window to the soul, obviously, in a lot of people. And I believe that could be true, to be true as well in art. Eyes being the window of the soul. I feel like if you get the eyes down right, because eyes show a lot of expression. That's what eyes show. Eyes show a lot of expression: happiness, joy, terror, fear, anger, sadness. The eyes can tell it all. You can't fake an emotion with the eyes, okay? That's why people always say, if you're lying to me, look me in my eyes. Because you can tell if someone's lying by the way they look in their eyes, you know what I'm saying? Although some people are good at hiding it. But my goal for my eyes, at least from this case study, because it's going to be a long series, I'm not going to lie to you, is to go from trash like this to, again, I showed it to y'all. I'm going to show it to y'all again at that hour mark. Where is he at? From trash like this is something beautiful and amazing and stylized, like his.
Over. This is definitely gonna pull.
Like this is what my goal is to be as an artist, to know what I'm doing, to fully grasp the human anatomy and the structure of the eyes, and to take a 3D object, not 3D, a 2D object, something simple as a circle, and give it depth and definition and value into a 3D object. Like, look how amazing those eyes are, right? And then just look at this. It's terrible. Look at this. Look at this. Terrible as well. All my art, I'm not trying to convince y'all to say it's terrible, all right? Too self-deprecating, but I'm saying this ain't good. This isn't what I want my art to be. It's all right, you know what I'm saying? But it's not where I want my art to be at. Like, I got some really bad art. Really bad. It's not good. It's just terrible. Terrible. Look at the eyes. All the eyes just don't fit in their orbital socket. They look like they're just slapped on there. They don't look like they're drawn or nothing. Like, I hate this one the most. I ain't gonna lie, cause the sketch version of this looked way better than the color version. I ain't gonna lie, so I hate this one the most. Full passion. This one I like the most. It actually looks like the eyes are actually in the orbital socket. Let me see if I can get a better angle. Like the eyes are in the orbital socket. At least they have, like they're set in. This one looks really freaking good. I'm kind of proud of it. It's my most proud one. This one, no one liked it. I didn't even like it too much. I think it's cool, yeah, but besides that, no. This one's eyes are okay, but it's not impressive like this. If I can get that and color it and shade it and stylize it like this, that would be amazing. That's my goal. These eyes are fine. These eyes are good. But anyways, I did that. I just wanted to show y'all that to give y'all an example of what I'm talking about, what my goals are. To go from art like that to art like this and understanding it, you know. This is what I really want to improve upon. So that's what my goal is. Should I call it? Should I keep going? I've been debating should I call it because I gotta go to bed soon. I know. I gotta go to bed soon. I got work in the morning. That's the struggle of trying to be a full-time art content creator. Again, that is also one of my goals too. I got a lot of goals for the future. So I might call it on this eye study, and hopefully tomorrow or on Saturday, because I'm gonna keep this series going. We can get to this is hour 2. We can get to the rest of this video. But the main goal is to just you don't even just look at my videos, but just go look. I'm trying to inspire y'all to up your art game, to up what you got, to up your skill level. I want you guys to become good artists, okay? I want you guys to not settle for less. I want you guys to always be hungry and to keep being good artists. I love art, okay? I want to do this for the rest of my freaking life, all right? I'm not joking. I want to do this for the rest of my freaking life. I know I'm kind of boring and stuff. That's fine. It's the first time doing this. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm also happy and excited I did it. I stepped out of my comfort zone, talked about my passions, talked about my goals, and hopefully one day y'all can come to me and tell me about y'all goals and passions as well. This right here is goals. This is goals for me, man. So let's get after it. Let's keep going. Ignore my dog. She just sees someone coming home. I'm sorry, but let's keep going, man. I really want to oh geez, I'm getting tired. Yeah. All right. Well, that's 10 hours for construction for you. I really just want to get better at drawing. That's my goals. I'm sorry. Again, I work 10 hours in construction. Well, 8 hours now. I switch back. But I'm tired, man. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this and trying to stay awake. It's killing me. But I really want to learn and grow and get good at this, so I can draw like this freely. I want to understand the rules and know the rules, so that way I can break the rules. It sounds stupid, but I'm trying to go for like a stylized art style that can catch people's eye like this. In order to do that, you gotta know what you're doing, so that way you can break them. All right, it's a quote. It's a quote. You gotta look that up. That's your homework. This was fun though, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed yourselves, and we can tune back in again. I love y'all. Check out Just Vibes. I should have my YouTube link also in on my TikTok page or in the description or in the bio. My bad. And you know, hope y'all have a blessed day and night. I'm sleepy. Jeez. Love y'all. How you end this? We good?
Gracias a los amigos de Perú. Saludos a todos, les quiero mucho. Espero que estén pasando bien. Gracias.